Oh, folks, it's not cold in here, eh? And you know what's heat in the garage? It's the pop can heater. Nothing to do with the topic today. Okay, I have a booster pack with air compressor. Okay, I'm gonna show it to you there. Yeah. I turned it on. And this here, their claim to fame is 1,000 peak battery amps, and then the crank assist amps is 500. Okay, when it's 500 amps, the crank assist, you ain't getting no 1,000 amps out of this booster pack, but that's their claim. So okay, anyways, I turn it on and then I press the test button and it shows the green light comes on, so it shows it's still good, but it's not as good as it used to be. I bought this, I'm gonna say 6-7 years ago. It was good then. Like all the words that I'm boosting, okay, and this is on okay, my famous truck right there. When you leave it parked 3-4 weeks without going anywhere, there's a constant drain on, well, the alarm system plus everything else. The constant drain, the clock, and the battery, you get in it, it doesn't, well, the battery maybe not topsider, it's 3 years old, 3-4 years old, so it would necessitate a battery. I have in mind to change it eventually, like this spring maybe, but so I'm looking at maybe, hang on, I'll lower you a little bit. There. Hey, there. I'm looking at maybe getting another battery for this, taking it, like opening it up and changing the battery, but then, I don't know. This has an inflator, it's got some fancy little light, hey, fancy little light on it, which I don't need. It's all paraphernalia that the inflator's handy, but I have just a small inflator that's not the size of this. I'm saying, well, Mr. Cheapy, hey, you know how he is, eh? Mr. Cheapy. I said, I'm gonna, instead of looking for a booster pack, I'm gonna, hang on, I'll put this aside there, because needless to say, I don't have much, and this is heavy too, eh? This booster pack. So, you won't see it yet there, but, so I resolved, I'm gonna open this, this is not a promotion, or it's just, I'm gonna tell you the thinking that come to mind before I bought. It's a new adventure. Bought this Noco booster pack. This is the GB 150, but it's the, okay, in the bigger stuff, like there's small units of these, and then there's big units. And the smaller units, like, I'm not going to demo this. You go, the Noco there, you go on the YouTube and you'll find hundreds of them. And I'm not going to discuss what it does, what it doesn't do. It does a lot of things. It doesn't have a air pump in it, a compressor. but it's got a light in front, decent light. It's got a, okay, the capacity of this is 3,000 amps. Okay, me, I'm how you call that, skeptic. I think to myself, like this one here, 3,000 amp. So maybe let's say it's going to put out 2,000 amps. We'll be optimistic here. So 2,000 amps is pretty good. When did I go? The whole thing why I looked at buying one of these is I'm looking at my tractor battery. That's like when I go there, I won't have a new battery. So like I think this is a 13 years for battery. Even if I have a battery maintainer on it, 13 years would be probably a record. So I've looked at maybe a battery this year. So and the mule. Well, usually what I do with the mule is I take the battery out of the limousine here. Like next spring, I'm going to buy a battery for the limousine. I'm going to take this battery, stick it in the mule. So the mule takes almost, it's got a small motorcycle battery when you buy them. But there's enough space in the hole to put a decent vehicle, 12-volt vehicle battery in it. So I just tread the terminals and I put a 1/4-inch bolt in there and boom, that's it. It's a done deal. Anyways, without making this a longer story than it has to be, I'll be necessitating probably something that will have to be boosted, eh? The batteries won't be zero. And by the way, this, even if you have a battery that's at zero, or let's say you wanted some power, like decent power, like a few thousand amps, well, there's a provision on this baby here. There's a provision, I think it's around, you turn it on with this, turn it on with that button, then you press on this here for 3 seconds, I think it is, and boom, it's going to go on. So at the camp, with the pontoon, with the mule, with the tractor, and sometimes I go there, it's a few weeks, and then if I go to start my truck, well, this is a emergency standby thing, eh? It's not small to pack, not like I think they have a 60, I'm going to say numbers, but you check it out. It starts, I think, at 30, 40, 60, I think 80, and then, I don't know. This is a 150, GB 150, and it cranks out. There's a bigger, I think there's 2 other bigger ones than that. In this series, I think there's 4,000, I'm going to say 500 amps. That's the biggest in this variety. Then there's another list, the mother of booster pack, which does all the diesels in 12 volts and then 24 volts. But I don't know the number of that one. It's got a completely different numbers than this baby here. But anyways, it's got decent, oops, the clamps are decent on that. It's not made in the U.S. Whoa, I'm gonna turn that light off. It's blinding, eh? And it's got decent clamps on it. Everything's good as far as I can tell, and the reviews on the net, if you're gonna buy something, I think this is it sounds like this is the one to buy. I'll let you know in 5 or 6 years from now, but it sounds good. It's good as a 12-volt DC power supply too. It's got some outlets on it. You can charge your phone and different things. But, okay, this is the caveat. These guys, they cheaped out, eh? I'm gonna show you. There's a variety of little cables they send, but they send you when you buy that, and it's not cheap, eh? But anyways, they send you a bag like this to put the booster pack in. I looked at that and right away I went back on the net and I bought the case, the Noco case, for specifically because I almost made the mistake. JB 150, check it out. Don't buy the case for the small one and then try to put the big one in it, because it doesn't fit, eh? You need the big case. And the case is well built, well padded. It's got some chintzy velour in it. This is made in, not made in China. I think it's made in Taiwan. But anyways, it doesn't matter. It's what it is. Everything's made there these days, eh? But okay, how I got to this size, the 3000 amps. Let me describe to you the train of thought. Hang on, I'm gonna try and do two things at the same time. If my son was here, he'd be reprimanding me. Okay, I knew I had to buy something. Either buy a battery, and the battery would, okay, minimum here in Canada, or where I am, for the booster pack, a battery with 80, $100, maybe more, with tax surely more than $100. Okay, so I said, I'm gonna go on Amazon. I'm gonna be looking for the booster packs, because I seen, not the booster pack, they call that a Noco Boost Pro. But I had seen these, like they send a lot of, this is, by any means, I'm not sponsored by this company. I didn't get nothing free. Gator paid for these, and believe you me, here in Canada, you pay, it's not double the price of the US, but a third more. Okay, anyways, so I'm thinking $100 for the battery to fit in the booster pack. So okay, so I'm $100 that I can invest in one of those, the Boost Pro, Noco Boost Pro. So I said, this is much smaller, handier to haul around. So, because I had seen them, like there's some guys that got some for free, And so I goes off on Amazon to start looking, and so there's some, I see 750 and then 1,000 amps. But things being what they are, I know 1,000 amp, if they advertise 1,000 amp, well, cut that in half. Okay? So you have a 500 cranking amps. Well, the same thing as this, see? They advertise 1,000 amp, and then they say 500 cranking amps. So, you know, like one's got to do with the other. This, being a lithium ion setup, is a little bit, the voltage is a little bit higher, so it's, anyways, we won't get into describing the qualities of lithium ion, but so okay, so I said I'm gonna go with a 2,000 amps, so I'll get maybe 1,500 amp cranking amps or something like that. So I start looking, and then they got the I think 1,500. You look at the clamps on it, like the clamps that, and they don't look too solid, So I said, okay, well, what's the smallest one you can get with the decent sized clamps, And I'm just gonna say, like, I think 3,000 amps was the first one, maybe 2,500 amp. But then this one here, okay, catch 21. This one here had a 20% reduction, Why? I don't know. The 3,000 amps. They maybe have an overstock of them or too much inventory, eh? And they have the decent clamps. And I didn't really think of the size, eh? That was my first thing I had in mind. But I can't, as I ventured, like, there's like so many of them, eh? You get kind of distracted. So now I'm looking at and they don't show it to you. They don't show it to you in this case, eh? They show it to you, just the unit itself, so you can't tell on the internet the size of it. But anyways, when I got it, hang on, where is that? It comes, it's well packed too, by the way, eh? And it comes in a box like this. I could have done an unboxing, but if you want to see an unboxing, just go on YouTube and just go to Noco 150 and you'll see thousands of unboxing. Me, I'm just telling you my train of thought why I bought this. So now I have 3,000 amps, so I figure I can go to the camp, I can boost 5 or 6 machines, you know, and I don't even have to charge it. And if I want to charge it, well, I have this, by the way, it doesn't come with a wall outlet. That's the way you'd want to charge it. And I think you can use, I'm going to say 1.5 amp wall outlet for the, I forget now, small, what do they call those? It's the computer outlets, the square computer, I forget the USB, okay, chargers, that's 1.5 I think, is, or maybe 2, but I think 1.5 to be safe, and if you find that 2 works, well, good. But anyways, so that's it. I bought that one. It's a little bit heavier to lug around, but I'm sure this won't let me down. Wow. Hey, you know when the end result's going to happen? It says for 5 years from now when Gator comes back and it says, I've been served well by my Noco booster pack, or these are not too good. But I think you look at the, well, the 150, okay, I know there's a review on there, but you can't trust, you can't trust nobody in YouTube, eh? You gotta do it for yourself. There's one guy that says that 150 is the booster pack to get. It'll never let you down. But, hey, I'm not saying to you, but okay, there's a lot of companies that put these booster packs out, and from what I see on there, Noco is the upper tier. Okay, there's a lot. Like I think of a few guys there, and they had these. They plug them on diesels. Okay. Like one of them there, I won't say his name, he uses that to start his Cumming diesel pickup, eh? And they're not meant for that. They're meant for a 4-banger, 4-cylinder, or 6 maybe at the most. They're just a small, like a pump out maybe 500 amps or something like that, eh? And if it's not been charged lately, it's weaker, eh? And so that's it, folks. That's my story on how I did away with buying a battery. But it's not the same thing. I won't be able to pump tires with this. But then I have a little compressor that I can plug in this, and I can pump tires if I'm stuck. But I never could have used the air thing. The most inconvenient part of this is that it turns on inadvertently when I'm driving and I have to stop beside the road and turn that switch off, because even at one while there I had a tape on that switch. Now it's not there no more. Somebody took it off. But anyways, that's it. So that's the story on the Noco 150 3000 amp. I hope it doesn't let me down. Maybe I'll give you a kind of a blow-by-blow review come spring when I get at the camp there. I'll let you know how I do, or when I need it, and we'll see how we get how good of a service it gives me. Comments are welcome, folks. I try to give you a variety. We're not in, it's the end of January, eh? I don't know if you noticed, but hang on, I'll give you a view here. See that, folks? It's not quite what you could call clean yet, but maybe maybe if I'm lucky, not you guys don't care. If I'm lucky, it'll be clean by spring, or I'll have at least a work area clean. Okay, friends, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time with you, and we'll see you in the next one.